My dad was a physicist. My mom was a computer scientist. And as far back as I can remember, I have been relentlessly driven to understand why people do what they do, how things work, what's going to come next, and how I can use it in a new way to gain an advantage. It doesn't matter what the trend is. The sooner you harness its power for yourself and your organization, the bigger your advantage. Because that advantage is a strategic advantage that will guide your organization for years. Technology affects everything around us. When you look at a technology and you're trying to figure out if it's going to be of use to you, you have to put away the hype. You have to put away, there were 10 articles in the New York Times that said this was the best thing ever. Or I read on a blog somewhere that they just think this is terrible. You've got to put all that away and come with a viewpoint of pure capability. What can it do? What can it not do? And information builds trust. You have to remember, information does not equal service. And that's so important. I'm going to say it again. I want you to say it with me. Information does not equal what? Service. There's one major trend here in all of these things that were happening between 2002 and 2004. It marks the major period of time of development and widespread use of these technologies. And the trend is, it wasn't here in the U.S. Right? This is Singapore. This is across Europe and the Gulf. In the U.S., we've had a bit of a late adopter mentality in terms of texting for business and for the travel industry. Now, the pro side of that is that we get to sit back and watch what works and what doesn't and take the best of it. And I want to push notices and flags out to relevant people. Maybe a manager would need to know that one of his employees didn't check into the hotel last night.
Plus, checking guests in, just making it easier for the guests to utilize our hotel and services.
For the hotel business, SMS could be a perfect fit. You have these sort of small pieces of data that need to be exchanged quickly. What can texting bring that all of these other things can't bring? It's about speed. It's about timeliness. Just a tiny bit of information that I need when I need it, when I'm in a spot where I can do something about it. Using text for business purposes does not mean that you have to start texting like your teenager. It does mean that you can in fact use whole words of actual English in coherent sentences if you want to. And business media is what I'm going to start calling it, because businesses can see so much advantage from the use of social media. And not just for marketing. Marketing is the standard use right now, but for internal use to actually do your job better and faster and more efficiently and more effectively. Social media creates large extended networks of people. Who's on LinkedIn? Oh yeah, let's look at that. Social media started as a way for friends to post photos of friends and keep friends up on what's going on. But the business world is taking it over in a big way, mostly for marketing, but you're about to see a shift in that. LinkedIn is a wonderful place because you have your network, you have the Q&A section, and you have groups with discussion boards. What do you want to know? Find out anything in minutes. If you'd reach that coveted 500 plus status, you likely have more than 8 million people in your first 3 tiers. And what that means is you can search your first 3 tiers for anybody in any position in any company, and that means it's easy to find new prospects and clients. We'll see web meetings replacing teleconferences because in a web meeting, you can have slides showing, you can have whiteboarding. It's just so much more interactive than just a phone call. We'll see it replacing the less critical meetings because it can, because you can accomplish just as much. We will not see it replacing those important meetings, those negotiations, those assessments. where that human presence is so important. And these meetings, you have to have what we have here, that person-to-person communication, that presence. And the small and mid-sized traditional agencies have to sort of refocus to custom niches, specialize, provide that service, because it's the one thing that technology will never replace. The semantic web means that when you go online, that search engine is not just going to search, but it will reason on the content that it finds. So it doesn't just return you, here's 10,000 pages that you can go read and find your answer. It will return to you an answer based on what was in those 10,000 pages. All of these different sites, and I've named a few of them here, Doppler, Whirlloop, Beaton, LifeAware, which is who's pictured here, are designed for your GPS-enabled cell phone or PDA. So you're in a city and it alerts you that your favorite client happens to be in the same city right now, and you know what? He's free for lunch. This presentation is about how you can get an advantage from these trends. The future effect of all of this, when you sum it all up, it's about doing more with less hassle. What is that going to do for you and your organization? What's that going to mean? Bottom line, is it cost savings? Is it happy management? Fewer audits? Time saved? Why? Take it back to your organizations. It's all yours.